G'day, this is the Outsider's Guide to Everything in the Known Universe, topic by topic. We're solving society's biggest issues and giving you the information you need at your fingertips. Right now, Harry and Meghan. Rita and James. So here we go. They're at the dinner party and Harry and Meghan come up. Let's explore the issues, what is really behind what I see as a threat to the monarchy, this clash between the new woke culture of Harry and Meghan and the ancient institution of the monarchy. Are they incompatible? Are we seeing a revolution, Rita?
I think Prince Charles is far more danger to the future of the monarchy than Harry and Meghan. At the end of the day, Harry was, what, is he sixth in line to the throne? They're out. They're extra royals, you know, they're sort of extras. You don't need them. But Prince Charles, he is the next king. And these royals live a long time, so he might be king for a good 20, 30 years. And I don't think the monarchy can survive the reign of a Prince Charles, a King Charles, I should say. If they had any sense, they would skip him and go straight to William, and then you've got the lovely George, who's my favourite. But Charles cannot help himself. He is so political. He is so willing to allow his politics to pollute his role as a member of the royal family.
And this is a good point, James. So we see with his embracing Greta Thunberg and his embracing of climate change, what we see with Prince Charles, and it is echoed in Harry and Meghan, but what we see with Prince Charles is he's embracing an aggressive political agenda in the name of the monarchy, and Harry and Meghan are doing exactly the same. Even your beloved Wills has also, to a lesser extent, embraced the concept of climate change. He's done it more or less as an environmental issue, but ultimately it is a political issue.
Yeah, and I mean, I think this is the real problem. I think Rita hit the nail on the head. For me, the rot didn't set in with Harry and Meghan. They're just a symptom of the times. But the real rot set in with Charles. And he's been doing this for 10 or 20 years, and with slowly but surely dialing up the temperature, as it were, on this issue. And to me, that's the real big problem here, because, you know, they've had civil wars and all sorts of things to ensure that the monarchy has a very specific role as the embodiment of the nation and this sort of keel that provides stability to the parliamentary ship of state. And as soon as that starts to become political one way or the other, you know, you've got a huge, huge, huge problem. And now, if that goes through Prince Charles or whomever, you suddenly have a politicized monarchy, and as soon as something becomes politicized, it's no longer this eternal thing that just continues and goes on.
I'll play devil's advocate here. Prince Charles would argue, and Prince Harry would argue the same, and I guess Meghan would, that they have a responsibility. They have a privileged position at the top of the food chain. They're celebrities. The press world hangs on their every word. They would argue that it is their role to therefore put forward what is great for the great compassionate well-being of the people on the planet. Of course it's wrong, but tell me why.
It's wrong because that is not their job. It is Parliament's job to do that. It is the job of the elected officials of the United Kingdom to do that. They've got a Prime Minister, they've got a Parliament. Those are the people who put forth any grand schemes to save the world. The monarchy stays in the background.
So tell us...
And just quickly, what you said about Charles and the fact that he's been at this for some time, it's not a new phenomenon with him. It's not just his madcap environmental claims, including that the Syrian conflict was caused by climate change, or the fact that he's been saying for about 15 years that we've got 6 years to save the world, or 7 years to save the world. I think he's revised that to 18 months recently. But he has been outspoken again on all sorts of other contentious issues to do with the Middle East, to do with, he was recently in Israel, and again he made some statements there that raised a few eyebrows, and you wonder, is that really the role of a future king to be doing that? So I think the problems with him run deep. It's not a single issue thing. He does not, perhaps, I think that's what the Queen is hanging on.
I think I absolutely agree. She's hanging on there desperately. She's going to outlive him, I hope. Now, James, what is fascinating for me is this new dilemma where you have the Republican movement versus the constitutional monarchical movement. So in Australia, Canada, we have our constitutional monarchs, so they're over there, they live over in Britain, but they safeguard our constitution, is their role. You now have this kind of dilemma where the bloke with the red thing on his head and all the rest, they would like Harry and Meghan. They like the fact that here are royals who are celebrities who are embracing the woke culture. They would love that. And yet we have this weird thing where probably more conservative-minded people are going, what has gone wrong with our monarchy? How are the left even marching through our monarchy, James? Yeah,
well, I mean, it is the march through the institutions writ large that even that gets infected. But I mean, part of it is social media. Part of it, there's this idea that, oh, well, we want to be celebrities too, and we've got this platform. That's a real danger. But, the fact is, the job of a royal should be a really unglamorous one. You should be, opening hospital wards, touring factories, doing that sort of thing, giving messages in times of national...
James, it is unglamorous, and that's why Meghan and Harry didn't want to do it anymore.
Exactly, but so like I was watching that series, The Crown. I watched a bit of that, and I thought that it really sort of summed up the whole thing, because in it, the Crown portrayed all this whole sort of idea that you had duties bigger than yourself to this family as somehow this terrible, horrible thing, where in fact, actually, the point of it is that you have a real responsibility, and it's a privilege to do this unglamorous stuff and to grind through and help people where you can, and I think
it comes with substantial rewards. Let's not pretend these people are living horrible lives.
No, but you're not able to go down the pub like a normal person. You can't have a holiday like a normal person.
Of course you can. Harry likes the pub, from what I
But doesn't Prince Andrew telling us he was at some bloody local pizza shop and he was supposed to be out with his
Yeah, but Rita, is it a condition of the human nature that we have to have our glamorous royalty, so the celebrities? So going back to Prince Rainier and Grace of Monaco, the Shah of Iran, very glamorous, had all the models or the actresses or whatever. This is a common thread that the royalty is attracted to celebrity, particularly Hollywood celebrity, and vice versa. Yet they seem to be parasites that feed off each other in a very bad way, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I don't think it's worked out too well, those sort of unions, has it, the Hollywood and the royals? And it's really interesting, particularly with Meghan Markle, this narrative that's pushed heavily within the media, and I've also seen it from academia, that she's not being accepted, she's being treated differently. She is being monstered because she's black.
Racism!
Thank goodness you told us that, Rita, because otherwise, man, would have missed it.
Never mind that, she did this vacuous Vogue cover featuring all her favourite activists and pretended he was supposed to be for female empowerment. And never mind that, you got these most privileged of people who was adored by the British media, welcomed with open arms, and yes, she's copped some criticism since she showed herself and Harry to be hypocrites, but nothing like Fergie copped, or Princess Di copped.
Correct.
Remember Princess Duchess of Pork? That's what they used to call Fergie.
I mean, that's the thing too. It's like Meghan Markle is getting attacked because she was a actress of moderate talent who was a notorious social climber who managed to work her way into this hugely glamorous family and cut everybody she didn't need along the way. And you could look at people like Piers Morgan. They've all documented how she uses people to get up to the next level, the next level, the next level. All her celebrity friends in the front row at the wedding and all of her real friends down the back. This stuff is notorious, and people ultimately didn't like that. And you know what else they don't like? They don't like the way she's been treating her husband, who they see as a guy who's got some issues.
I have a problem, because I do not like the likes of you, James.
The likes of me, Rita.
Who seem to give Prince Harry, who is in his 30s, and a complete pass and hold her entirely responsible for what's happened. This is a grown man, and he has got to take responsibility for
He does. Well,
he's
weak. He's very weak. There is an adjective or an adverb that describes him, but I won't use it.
Can I just pick up on that?
But it involves being whipped. He's under the lash, if you like.
I don't think... No.
This bloke, I'm sorry, this bloke has gone right from being this tough, aggressive, macho guy to being this
I think that was a
character
media.
running around with the woke thing. Now, whether that's good or bad, tell me what you both think is the future for Harry and Meghan. Are they going to end up like Wallace and Edward and Mrs. Simpson? Are they going to end up as forgotten, obscure royalties, or are they going to be the new Clintons, the new Clooneys?
Yeah, no, they're not going to be the Clintons or the Clooneys. You know, Harry is this guy, and we've all had this guy in our circle of mates in our lifetimes who's gone and hooked up with the wrong girl and then suddenly never comes out, never hangs out anymore, and it's all because, oh yeah, well, where'd Harry go? He never comes out. Oh yeah, well, he's off with Meghan, or she's, under the thumb and all of that. And I'll tell you what's going to happen. I reckon this marriage, I give 48 months at the outset.
Interesting.
And I think that her career, she will have a bit of a spike, and then she is going to be somebody who just sort of fades into obscurity. It's going to be a where are they now? We're going to see that she's going to get into a fight at an airline lounge about her dress code, that kind of thing.
Rita, interestingly, they kept the title Duke and Duchess of Sussex. One conspiracy theory is that the Queen, long may she reign, is sitting there thinking, as James does, this will be over in 18 months. We want to keep Harry as a Duke, get him back into the fold and rack off Hollywood lady. What do you think?
I thought that was weak. I think she got pretty much everything she could have possibly wanted, or they got nothing they wanted. And that initial statement they sent out about what their new lives would look like, pretty much none of that's happened. So, but I think it would have been better for the Queen to yank that as well. Look, when they got married, I want to put it on the record, I was one of the first people to call it. I gave it 5 years on the date of the marriage, when everyone was, oh, this is the most beautiful love story in the world. Some of us could see through it back then. I think they're going to make a lot of money, though I don't think the public interest in them is anywhere near what they imagine it to be. As we have seen with the Obamas, we've seen with the Clintons, they get these Netflix specials, there's all this money that's available there, speakers on the corporate circuit where you can get $600,000-700,000 grand per speech. I think they're going to capitalise on all of that.
And with what damage to
But
the
I don't
monarchy?
know, because it's like I disagree, because the Obamas, the Clintons, they've got these big power networks. They're powerful people. So if you get Hillary Clinton into your bank to come and give a half-hour lunch and learn and pay her $500,000, that's power that you're getting in there, and you're getting connections for things. And they are.
Yeah,
still...
but are you? I mean, you pay that money, but when she walks
but you're
out
not
the
getting
door,
anything
what
with the
do you
Duchess.
get? Well, I don't think you get anything with Hillary. It is yes, she comes with that power, but she doesn't leave you her black book when she walks out the door.
I think we're going to find just how shallow their celebrity is, but my fear is the damage being done to the monarchy on the way through, because if they are seen to be capitalising, that is going to upset an awful lot of people under subjects of the crown, who are going to think, why are these two clowns out there making money out of the royal family, which is paid for by the taxpayers and is there to protect the taxpayers' constitution and nothing more. In two individuals out there making money out of it is a very, very grave worry, as is, you're right, Rita, Prince Charles to the monarchy. We shall see.